Hello, everybody. We have our carved stamp, or at least this is my example for those of you at home. And hopefully you have gotten this part done. Today, I'm going to show you how you are going to print these at home and what the difference is between what you are doing at home versus what we're doing at school. So in order to print these at home, you're going to need a paper towel or a sponge. You are going to need a very tiny amount of water. You will need, if I can get on camera, some markers, if you got any, doesn't matter what colors. The more colors, obviously, the more fun it's going to be. You may also need something that's going to help you to press your stamp onto your paper. I know last time I used this really ridiculous looking glass polar bear. I love this thing, he's so silly. And that's about it. So you all at home are doing what's called a marker print. You are taking water-based markers. These are like your Crayola sort of design markers that are washable. And you're going to color over your stamp. The benefits of this is that you get to make a colorful print. The downside of this is that it is not the same as the block printing stuff that we saw people like Kit Vasey do, or it's a little bit different than what we'll do in school. They're both awesome kinds of prints. So one of the things you're going to have to do is you're going to have to color your stamp. You could color it however way you want. I don't have a huge amount of colors here, but I've got enough to get started with. So I'm going to color all over my foam piece right here. So I'm going to take my markers and just color it. You can take as much time as you need to. If your marker's dry, remember they're water-based. So that means you just gotta add water and they'll be okay again. Okay, so I'm gonna, I guess, color my water blue. That makes sense for frogs. Okay. My frogs at home, they're kind of yellow. So that's what I'll probably color this fella in. And the nice thing about this marker sort of print that you can do is that you can blend your colors together, which is kind of nice. It's kind of a similar effect that paint would have. The only strange thing about this is that all of your lines on here are going to show up being white because the marker is going to stick everywhere on this foam where it's not carved in. Okay, so this frog's little face, this frog's, well, the word frog on here, so I'm going to show up being the color white. Now, if I'm using something really light, like the color yellow, a white outline might not show up really well. So I will probably want to make sure that if I have something like nice detail on a print like this, that I should make sure it's really dark or sort of play around with my colors a little bit. So this is kind of a dark orange. Do I have a lighter one? I think my frog's orange today. It's a nice complementary color. I think it'll work really well. Maybe the yellow and the orange will mix up and make a nice yellow orange. Who knows? I guess we'll find out. These prints are a little bit unpredictable, which is one of the nice things about them. Okay. And if you're holding your print down, you're going to notice Miss Wells gets marker on her hands. You will too, but it's washable, so it's not a big deal. Okay. I might even add some more colors on the bottom so I can get some like blending going on. Here's a darker blue. Doesn't look like it has a huge amount of ink. It's hard to tell. I guess we'll find out. And I'm going to, remember when I made this space here? I'm going to use it for an outline. I think this marker's a little bit dead. This marker's super. That marker's gone. I guess the outline's going to be purple. These are unpredictable because sometimes your markers aren't doing so great. Okay, so I'm going to color this in. My markers are not drying on this foam. So that's kind of nice. So you can take your time a little bit with this, get it right. And the good news is that if you make a mistake, it just wipes off. It's all washable. One of the nice things about this, okay? All right, so I've colored my foam in. If I wanted to add anything else, like, maybe put some green up top because maybe no one's changed this frog's water in a long time. Not that Miss Wales would do that. She's a good frog owner. I don't know, maybe add some shading in this frog, maybe get little pink cheeks. Maybe I can even go over the outline of the letters a little bit. Make it look kind of like it's standing out a little more. playing around with these things is like the best way to learn and seeing what you can make up. So we're going to find out together what this is going to look like. Go around the eyes and the mouth a little bit. It's going to look like he's wearing lipstick. Huh. Well, we'll see how that turns out. Okay. Now, I'm going to put this aside for just a second because we have to create the surface to print this on. All you're going to need, and this is just computer paper. Hello, computer paper. You need to get this paper just a little bit damp. Not wet, not see-through, not something that'll tear if you touch it. Just a little bit wet. You can use a kitchen sponge or a paper towel. I'm going to dip it in water just really lightly. You can always add more water. It's very difficult to add less water. And I'm just going to wipe some water onto this page. Okay. Look, it's coming off from my hands. So you can probably guess how this is going to work. So my paper is damp, but it is not like sopping wet. Okay. Maybe a little more in that corner where I was holding on to it. And this paper is bigger than the surface that I have to print on. So then what I do is it's really kind of warm in here. I want to make sure that it doesn't dry out real quick. You're going to take your print. Ta-da. You are going to very carefully set it on there. Gently give it a little pat. Don't let it move if you can help it. And if you've got, you can probably use your fingers for this. You're just pressing the ink into the paper. But you know, if you have a glass polar bear that you think could help you, you very gently press your picture into there. Actually, I kind of don't want him carving into my foam, so I'm just going to use my hands. So I want to make sure that my foam doesn't move. The water is going to say, marker ink. I'm going to stick this to the paper. Yum, yum. As my corners are lifting up a little bit as I'm moving my hands around, I can already see it working, which is awesome. All right, I think I've got it. I think I did everything I needed to. Put marker on my stamp. I got my paper wet. I sort of smeared my picture into the paper. So if I lift it up, ta-da, frog! There we go. That is a marker print. And that turned out pretty cool. The markers that we blended together show up really well. I can very carefully pick this up because my paper is not going to tear. It's not that wet. There we go. We got lots of different colors showing up. And that's a marker print. Now, those of you at school who are seeing this, we can definitely do this too. Most of the marker ink has come off of my frog right here. But if I don't want any more on there, look, excuse me, print. Put you over here for a minute. Just wipes off. You run it under a sink, just don't break your foam and you're good. And you can do this a bajillion times because as long as your foam doesn't break, the stamp will last you a very long time. That is how we do a marker print. Ta-da! And on the next one, I will show you how we're going to do an block printing ink print. Okay? So there we go. Can't wait to see what you all come up with.